Com brought to you by Patrick Eads and the staff at Deary Brothers Ford on Mormon Trek. Steve Anderson, Hawkeye Title and Settlement. Mike's E-Keys for cars. GT Car and his crew at Supple's Building and Remodeling. Supple's Flowers, excuse me. Home of 1-800-800-ROSE. The Midtown Family Restaurants. Harty and Stocker Jewelers, 101 South Dubuque Street, downtown Iowa City. Premier Automotive in North Liberty. The Oxyokin in the Amanas. Streets Maintenance. And Dr. Lance Forbes, I will be seeing him soon. Diamond Dental in Cedar Rapids. I got a tooth that broke.
Yeah.
Here, but both parts are still in.
He'll fix it.
He'll fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs a cap anyway, so, I mean.
There you go.
It's got to be fixed.
It's modern dentistry. It's not the old mallet and knock you out and pull your teeth out. Yeah. It's not like that anymore.
Well, they still do that, trust me.
He did ask if I had a string and a sturdy doorknob.
But they still knock you out and take your teeth out.
Yeah. Well, I'm not getting knocked out.
Well, would you?
But they don't do it with the mallet.
If you did have a tooth that needed to be removed, wouldn't you prefer to be numb than just? Or are you gonna like marathon? Are you marathon man?
No.
Lance is Laurence Olivier.
No, I've been numb.
So when you ever go in there, do you ever look at Lance and think of Laurence Olivier?
No, I never do.
Remember that scene?
I do.
I remember watching.
I don't.
Marathon.
I don't remember scenes from very many.
That
movies.
one I remember because I never liked going to the dentist as a kid, and that one didn't help. You know,
honestly, for me, watching a movie, I come away either I like it or I don't like it. I remember my overall feelings, but unless they're just incredible.
So you obviously never saw Marathon Man, or
I don't think I did.
Laurence Olivier played a really good mean guy, didn't he?
Yes.
He was scary.
Yeah. When I was a kid, up to the point where I was 9 years old, I went to a dentist named Dr. Canning. And Dr. Canning really never found anything wrong with my teeth until he was arrested for practicing without a license.
Wow.
He didn't have a license.
He found problems?
He didn't complete school. Yeah, then I had like 23 cavities.
Wow. You just managed to one-up Laurence Olivier.
He got arrested.
You believe that?
He did.
You just one-upped Laurence Olivier. We were talking about Laurence Olivier, and you shifted it to yourself and one-upped it. Wow. It's Monday. You're on your A game.
Impressive.
Yeah. Lawrence who? That's what you're saying. Lawrence who? Listen to the story I got. But, all right, on to the Hawks.
Yeah, we can't say back to the Hawks because we haven't talked about the Hawks.
Well, actually, we haven't talked about the Hawks yet. You know, big week, basketball.
It was.
Well, a big week coming up, too. That game at Penn State on Thursday is big, needless to say. All these games are, but I mean, the Big Ten has so many teams now with like 5 and 6 losses. It's just
it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, there were some questionable calls yesterday in that Illinois-Nebraska game. Man, I don't know. I don't normally like to call out the officials, but there just were some calls that didn't make a lot of sense. And did you watch that game?
I did not.
I did. It was entertaining. I mean, both the Big Ten games on yesterday were. And then I actually watched a little bit. I mean, Rutgers won at Michigan. I think we're seeing. I think Michigan is probably the worst team in the conference right now. They're like 7-15 now, and that just makes you. God, if Iowa
think Juwan's done.
I don't want to be a prisoner in the moment, but I think he might be, and I think some of it might be him wanting to move on too. But I'm guessing there's going to be some. My guess would be some mutual separation at the end of this year, and it's just not working.
No.
And Phil Martelli's his top assistant. I don't know how longer he's going to want to keep doing that. But Rutgers, it was a brutal game at times because neither team could score. But, you know, Rutgers, they've got 3 wins in conference play now. Michigan's got 2. But other than everybody else has between like 4 and whatever Purdue has. I mean, Purdue, did you watch Purdue, Wisconsin?
I didn't watch any men's basketball. I watched some of the Indiana-Ohio State women's game. I watched the first half.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. I watched Purdue, Wisconsin, most of it. I got in a little late, but Purdue, impressive win there. Not easy. Wisconsin made some runs, but Purdue beat them in Madison now. So now Wisconsin's, I think, Are they 8-3 now in
So
conference?
they're a full game back.
Well, they're back, and I believe Illinois is now 8-3. To me, it's Illinois, Wisconsin, and Purdue are the three best teams in the conference. I would say right now, those three, and then there's a group of like eight. Michigan State they're 6-5 now. They're starting to come on. They seem to be making a run. They're over 500, whereas a while back they were 2-3 below 500. They're doing right now what Iowa's been unable to do. Iowa keeps kind of hovering below 500 or creeping towards it. Michigan State's made a little run now. They're above 500, so we'll see. But it's a big week. This game at Penn State is huge. If they could get this game, to me, in some ways, that would make up for that loss at home to Michigan. Get them back to 500, and they'd have a shooter's chance again.
Yep. Hello.
Hey, you guys, got a thing. I just want to make a comment. And
Sure.
Probably not going to be a popular one, but I'm gonna say it.
Is it mean? Is it mean?
I don't know if it's mean. I don't really care if it is. You guys can just hang up on me if it
Okay,
is.
bring it on.
We don't mind mean sometimes, as long as it's not directed at us.
No, it's not directed at you guys. I read your article about this Cheryl Swoops deal.
Yeah, it was a good article.
Okay, thank you.
It was a good article, and I know it's not like your place to do it, Pat, or anything, but people just need to call out people like Cheryl Swoops and Dawn Staley as racist, because that's what they are, and it's BS.
You are more than entitled to your opinion. I didn't mention the race part of it because, I mean, I get what you're saying, and you are. But you've got Kim Mulkey, too. I think Kim Mulkey has some of the...
she's just the Wicked Witch of the South.
Well, I think she has some of the same motivations, though, as Cheryl Swoops, trying to minimize Caitlin because she doesn't like her.
Yes, that's right.
Just doesn't like her. Doesn't like that she's taking attention away from her and their teams and their conference and their legends and what have you. But I get what you're saying. I mean...
Well, with Dawn Staley, it's always about race.
It is, and it's Cheryl Swoops. I mean, the lack of knowledge, or if she wasn't misinformed, it's even worse if she was just intentionally lying. I just think she was misinformed, and Gilbert Arenas had no clue what they were talking about. But no, you are more than entitled to your opinion, and I thought about addressing the race thing, but I just didn't want to go there right now. But that doesn't mean that you don't. You have every right. I'm not saying that was just me.
It seems like every time she does something, someone like, I mean, whether it's Dawn Staley, and Dawn Staley's the one who I have the most problem with because I can't stand that woman.
Yeah, and I didn't mention Dawn because I thought about it, but didn't one of her things that pissed off Iowa fans, didn't she say something about Molly Davis?
Yeah.
In a tweet?
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't include, but somehow, but I get what you're saying. I mean, it's, I just think they're all struggling with dealing with a player,
white girl doing all these things.
With not just a white girl, but as great as Diana Taurasi and all those players were for Connecticut, none of them had people lined up waiting to see them play. Just them, I mean, Caitlin is doing things that I don't think anybody envisioned, and I think some people are pissed that it's her,
or it wasn't them,
and it wasn't them, or it wasn't somebody that's like them, or some school that they cheer for. Iowa, what the hell's going on with Iowa? Well, this is real, and it's happening. And like I said, you're not the only one, I think, that's thinking that. And I didn't like the way Cheryl Swoops, she tried to make herself the victim when she got called out on social media. Yeah. And she lashed out at Iowa fans saying you're just all crazy, whatever. Just admit that you were completely wrong with everything you said and move on. But she seems to be not able to do that.
And then when you do that, and then if you just, like you said, if you just say, yeah, you know what, hey, you ain't going to necessarily got to apologize. Just go, yeah, I was misinformed, or blame it on someone else. But when you don't, that's when it makes it worse, especially when you're on the platform you're on and carrying on. And, I mean, in that interview she was doing with her T-shirt she was wearing says it. I mean, it's just is what it is, guys. So I just want to throw that out.
What did it say again? I remember. What did the T-shirt say?
Something about power, something about being black female power with fearlessness or something like that.
Okay, and there is nothing wrong with that, but in this, I get what you're saying. No, in this, and I did notice on her Twitter time, the Juju Watkins, the girl from USC, who's really good, really good. She had 51, and Cheryl was all over that. Just loved. Cheryl Swoops doesn't like Caitlin Clark, and if it's because she's white, then some people believe that. I don't know. I can't say that for sure. So but this gentleman thinks so, and he's not alone.
So what you guys are saying is Cheryl Swoops did not wear her Caitlin Clark jersey on
she
this
did
interview?
Not. She did not have a Caitlin Clark jersey on.
And some of it might have to do with, like you said, Pat, location. Like, I mean, because what other reason? I mean, I don't know why. What Caitlin or most of these kids like that don't do anything wrong or haven't just done everything that's been asked of them.
I think it's jealousy and a lot of Cheryl Swoops in her own way. She was an incredible player,
an incredible.
I remember
she
took over that one NCAA tournament. I mean, she was just incredible, but she never was this in college. And part of that, and I mentioned this as Colin, none of those ladies back then had social media. Caitlin has social media. It's completely different. Think about it. I mean, Twitter wasn't around when Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird and all those people played.
And television.
Everything has changed. And I think they're jealous the amount of money she makes. She does rub some people the wrong way with what she – that's the only thing you can say wrong about her is that she does bitch and moan too much on the court at times.
But don't most of the great athletes do that?
Most of them do, because a lot of them do that because that's how they're wired, and that's how they've got the moxie to do all the stuff they do with the ball. Yeah. You give a little to get a little, if that makes any sense. She's not perfect. But like I wrote in my – go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, and then I'll leave you with this. It doesn't matter what sport it is, if it's the NHL, if it's the NFL. You watch anybody who's the NBA, anybody who's a great player like that, they usually get the call, or they usually throw their hands up. I mean, it happens in every sport. Doesn't matter what it is.
No, you're right. You're right about
guys,
that.
have a good one.
Hey, thanks for the call.
Yeah, I mean, he's not alone in thinking like that. I hate bringing race into it, but for some, it's just they say, Pat, it's obvious. It's right there.
Well, it is.
It does seem so.
I mean, it seems so to me.
We don't hesitate to call out white racism against dark-skinned people, and maybe, and it does work both ways. It does, but that interview was just ridiculous.
Well, here's the problem with podcasts. Okay, you got podcasts that will do analysis, and they're saying they're do like the stuff you put on your site, and then there's just crap. There's too many of them. They don't check facts. That's where these conspiracy theories are coming up. Joe Rogan, for instance, is making $250 million from Spotify.
It's incredible,
and can also go on other sites.
I mean, there's people that they worship him.
Yeah,
they wait for him to tell them how to think.
Yeah, and this guy was nothing but a comedian.
Well, he used to be an Ultimate Fighter.
UFC. Yeah.
He was into Ultimate Fighting back when he was in his early days.
Guy wasn't educated.
Ridiculous.
I mean, COVID really helped him.
Yeah.
The COVID conspiracy, he latched onto all that stuff and what have you. But, I mean, he makes mistakes, too. I mean, we all make mistakes. I mean, you and I have been made fun of for not knowing who that Eli Manning, what was that guy? I can't remember.
I can't even
Burt
remember.
Rogers or whatever. And who's ever listening will make fun of us again because I don't remember it, because I don't care. But that stuff's not important.
That could happen to me again.
But that's also not important. That was a Eli Manning character sketch or whatever. And, yeah, neither one of us had heard about it. You got confused because somebody had made a joke about it being a quarterback.
Yes.
And you thought it was real. Okay, God forbid we didn't know who Eli Manning's. But to me, the Cheryl Swoops interview is a little different. I mean,
the difference is we admit it.
Well, plus we just did. Yeah, I didn't know who it was. I don't pay attention to Eli Manning. I'm not on social media that much to where I knew he had put on this gag or whatever it was and whatever. But I still have people that make fun of me and you. What should we listen to you? You're the two idiots that didn't know whoever the guy. Yeah, I didn't know, and at this point I'll kind of wear it as a badge of honor. The Cheryl Swoops thing's different though. It just.
Well, it's pointed out she's wrong.
Well,
and then she won't come around to say, okay, I was wrong. She's going to
Double
defend.
down.
Yeah.
Oh, no, her tweet, when she came, I could actually find it, but she just basically come out, oh, come on, y'all are acting crazy, whatever, and she put all these little emojis. She's not backing down. She's not going to admit she's wrong. I mean, but I was listening to it, and I'm just saying to myself, good Lord, everything you're saying is wrong. Then at the end, so is this her fourth? I think she used her COVID year last. They don't understand how simple it is. You play your 4 years, and then if you decide after your 4, you get your free COVID
fifth year if you want it.
And it was just, but I don't know. I think Caitlin's getting to the point now where her popularity is so big. She's a sports icon now, and some people resent it and are just pissed off about it. And, I mean, and opposing schools, I mean, a lot of them don't like her because she's so good and she does show her emotions and what have you. But what I say to some of these people at this point now, stop her. Somebody stop her. I mean, if you want to silence
They
her, and
can't.
if I mean, stop her. I mean,
They've tried every single possible.
shut her down and make her other teammates win the game. I mean, if all these players, if you're tired of her getting all these, don't let her score 38 points. Don't let her score 35 points. I mean, somebody do something to stop her. I mean,
They
Don
can't.
Staley could now. LSU did. She still had she have 30 in the championship game, something like that. She had by her standards, it was not a great game, but she was still clearly the best player in the Final Four last year, and she was the most popular player in the Final Four last year, and that pissed off Kim Mulkey and Angel Reese and LSU.
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin was the story, even though the story in the championship game was the fact that LSU beat Caitlin Clark. That was the story, and I think those people all resented it, and they're tired of it. And I get you, if we want to make it racial, I don't want to put my thoughts in the minds of others, especially black people, but I'm wondering if they're saying to themselves, well, if Caitlin was black, she wouldn't have near this attention and popularity. I think I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
I don't either.
Well, LeBron's black, and he's got tons of popular.
But I think
they might be saying it.
She's dominating a sport in which that it has a lot of black players that dominate.
Mostly.
Yeah, and I think it's just a new dynamic, and I think some people are struggling with it. But outside of her maybe moaning and bitching a little bit too much on the court, she does everything else right. She's a great student, and like I wrote in my column, she's a great ambassador for the game. And you always hear all these women over these years talk about, we got to grow the game. We got to grow the game. We got to grow the game. They have a chance to grow the game now through her, and some don't want to do it. They'd rather bitch and minimize and take and detract from what she's done, and I just don't get it. I mean,
well, and it's not just that. When she goes out and starts signing autographs and giving away shoes and stuff, yeah.
That's part of her appreciation to the fans.
Yeah. And let's also go ahead and tie this in with Taylor Swift, too. It's strong, confident, tremendous women make a lot of people very uncomfortable for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, Taylor Swift is getting dragged for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
Now, I will say with Caitlin, none of it's become political at this point, thank God. I don't know what Caitlin Clark's political views are whatsoever. I think she's got MAGA, and I think she's got unhinged right and unhinged left and people in the middle all cheering for her. Taylor Swift, I think she does too, but my guess is the MAGA that like her probably don't admit it now because she's now MAGA hates her.
Yeah.
I mean, she's now the devil. I mean,
But
luckily Caitlin hasn't. Hopefully, politics don't ever seep into anything with her.
But you can go to black women like Michelle Obama, that just to this day, if there's anything that comes up newsworthy on Twitter or Facebook, there'll be people calling her a man.
Oh, yeah, the stuff about her is just ridiculous. So much of that is racism.
Yeah.
Just
complete
white grievance losers. I mean, I don't.
But here's a strong black woman.
Do I think she's Beyonce? No, but these people that push that stupid narrative, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's just so stupid. I mean, I think it's funny. Whenever Biden's Twitter account tweets anything, something positive out there doing, I just click on it because right away you'll see a blue check mark, some mag. Yeah, and you sleep with your granddaughter. That's just what that platform is. Why don't you go sniff some more young girl's hair, you freaking loser? That'll be all there to the President of the United States' Twitter account because that's what that platform does. It allows some loser hiding behind a alias to go right at the president. And that person doing that, when they hit that Twitter, they feel so good about themselves because they're safe and they're owning the president on Twitter. It's just pathetic.
Yeah. Social media has, But, I mean, Caitlin throws a tiff on a game. She's not the worst athlete that's thrown.
Oh, no. I mean, remember John McEnroe? God. You can't be serious.
He's still living on that in commercials.
Oh yeah, no, he had a bad temper. A lot, a lot of great athletes had tempers. I mean, Caitlin. What I think with Caitlin, what I wrote is she's a perfectionist. I think she expects as much from the officials as she does from herself. She's out there saying, "Hey, I just dropped 45, 10, and 12. You got to make better calls." I think that's kind of how her mind works. Everyone
I do
around
too.
her needs to be producing because, damn it, she's producing.
Well, she was asked about a week ago if she sees the court better than the officials do, and Lisa said, "I'll answer that 100%." She thinks that.
Yeah, and she probably does think. Yeah, I'm sure she thinks that. That's just how she's wired. But no, like I said, Dallas was the one who first got me hooked with that interview. He tweeted something, and so when I was walking yesterday, I just listened to it, the 2 minutes and I'm like, God, you got to be kidding me that they're just sitting there. Nobody on the show would even bother to Google just while they're sitting there wondering, gee, did what we just say make any sense? Nobody even bothered.
No.
They didn't care
No.
because they just wanted to badmouth Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, and, one thing I've noticed on television coverage when they just cover her, and another thing that she does, it's right, is they always cover her plays and everything, and then they go to her and the fans. Mm-hmm. Almost 9 out of 10 times they will be showing her and signing the autographs.
But that also pisses some people off.
Yeah. Well, like I said with Kim, I just think Kim Mulkey is jealous of the attention that Caitlin's getting over her team. I think that's what it's obviously it's not racism. I mean, they're both white. Can you be racist against your own race? Can a white person be racist against another white person?
A white person can be
a black person
racist
be racist
against somebody they consider white trash. That they
there's a lot of people I consider white trash, but I don't.
But I mean, that aren't in the same economic.
That's not racist. That's judgmental.
Judgmental,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I don't think it's judgmental.
Yeah. Yeah, like this caller.
White trash.
Oh, this caller's totally judgmental.
What about white trash? What do you think of white trash?
Just blowing in the wind.
Hello.
Men and women, do they both play on Wednesday or Thursday this week?
They do.
Yes.
And they both play Penn State.
I hate it when they do it.
I do too.
So probably women away?
Women home,
men
men
away.
away.
Oh.
Men away.
Oh. Women home.
Yes.
And the men tip off at 6, and the women, it's an 8:00-er.
So I had got gifted two tickets behind the bench of Ohio State, so row 1 last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stella room, blah, blah, blah. Got the free Diet Coke instead of paying for the bottle, but I paid for a beer.
Oh,
But-
there you go.
Yeah. No, I prefer like 5, 6, 7 up in there. I just didn't see a lot row 1 other than 7-footers heads. The week prior we got gifted row 14, section A. That's pretty good.
Why are people giving you all their tickets?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a good. I'm a good foot rubber.
Ah.
There you go.
Ah.
No, I don't know. They couldn't go the one, and then I just got a call like an hour before the game, and I thought, what the heck? We don't have the boy. Let's go.
Sure. Why
There
not?
you go.
So,
Why
but yeah,
wouldn't
no,
you?
you're. Where are you? Where are you at? I mean, like far up. What's your preference? I'm just asking out of curiosity. I was thinking like 5 to 10, somewhere in there.
Oh, I've never sat courtside in the 65 years I've been going to basketball
I've
games.
covered games courtside, and I don't like courtside. You just can't see it as much.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd like courtside. Yeah, the row 1 behind the bench. I mean, they're standing up. You just didn't. I watched
There were
the
times
monitor
at Michigan
probably.
State, like Breslin Center, we were right there on press row, and they don't do that anymore, though, now with their baseline.
And I've been in those black seats
Yeah,
one
that's what I
time, and those seats are killer.
And I don't like football from the sideline either. You just can't see it as
Yeah.
much.
The best thing was that the seats are padded and they're bigger, so that was nice.
Yes.
But then
yes.
the wife goes to put her drink. Luckily, she didn't drop it, but there was no. You get a drink holder, but it's the size of bigger than the can, and it goes straight through. So she would have just dropped it on
I
the floor.
had that happen to me with the one time I sat in the black seats. Fortunately, I was able to catch my beer before it fell all the way through.
Wow, that's pretty talented.
Yeah, it was.
I just ended up putting the armrest up, and then we had like a bench.
Yeah, there you go.
Have fun. See you. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it when the men and women play. I mean, some people say, "Oh, it's great. It's a doubleheader." Yeah, it's a doubleheader that and the women playing at 8. That's
I
just
hate
too late.
the 8 o'clock game. It is.
I mean, Susan she'll cover that from home here, and she'll end up sending me a story like 11:30, 12. Hopefully, I'm awake. But lots of times in those situations, I just wait until the morning because nobody's reading at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night.
Nope.
So I'll just sometimes fall asleep and then post it when I first get up in the morning. And Penn State women,
They're
better than
decent.
They're better than I think people expect.
Yes, they are.
I would say Penn State and Michigan State are two of the more pleasant surprises in the conference. Maryland, to me, is a disappointment.
They gave us everything.
They did, but still, I still never thought Iowa was going to lose.
No, and it's not a vintage Maryland
And
squad.
against Maryland in the past, there were times, even a couple times with Caitlin, when I didn't think Iowa was going to win. Their talent level has really dropped. She's been hit by the portal and what have you. And you wonder with her, this is what, her 22nd year? I mean, sometimes you can stay somewhere too long. Now, Lisa's in her 24th year, but Lisa won the Caitlin Clark recruiting battle, and that was huge for her. Now, they were good when Caitlin came here. She wouldn't have come here, but I mean, this
Megan's team made it
this Megan
Elite Eight.
Caitlin run though is the best run under Lisa Bluter. So and there was 15 years prior to that. It was pretty good, but nothing like this.
No.
Yeah. So whereas Brenda Free seems to be leveling off at Maryland and what have you. So, but no, that was still it's a respectable team. But I think it's what, like 12-10 now.
Yes, I think so.
That's just not Maryland.
And but it's still a big win for us.
Oh yeah, because it's on the road against a team above 500.
Beat us by 29.
Well, and Lisa had never won there. There was a lot of reasons it was a significant win. Plus, I mean, isn't Ohio State? Did they win the other day?
Ohio State beat Indiana.
They've got one loss, right?
Yes.
And they've tied. So right now, yeah, I mean, Iowa can't afford to lose anything right now if it wants to win the regular season title. And of course, you want to do that now. But also, I know
them again, so
I know this team's ultimately going to be judged on what it does in the tournament. But let's say Iowa wins the regular season and wins the conference tournament, and then only gets to like the Sweet 16. Oh my God, they fell apart in the tournament. I won't look at it that way.
No, I won't either.
Now, if they lose in the first or second round, that'll be more of an. But if they make it to the Sweet 16 or to the Elite Eight, after winning at least one of the two Big Ten titles, to me, that is a very successful season. I don't look at it as just it's where you finish in March. I'm just not going there.
I mean, Iowa fans should understand that the likelihood of us going back to the Final Four are not that great.
No, it's easier to pick the field. And, I mean, to me, South Carolina has a really good chance. And to me, that's about the only one that looks like a lock.
I would agree with that.
Because LSU, I mean, they just seem to have chemistry issues. And I wonder if what's her girl from Louisville with three names?
Haley Van Lith.
I wonder if she has any regrets about transferring.
I'll bet she does.
I see all the stuff. Look at her face. There'll be camera shots of her. Look at her facial expression in the huddle. You know she wishes she wasn't there. I love how people just know that's social media. I know what she's thinking.
Sure you do.
Great comments on the article on our Facebook.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for a great article, Pat. Very well said. Great point of view. Maybe players are jealous of the timing of their careers.
That could be with social media and all this money.
And television.
And everything. Yeah, I mean.
Well said, Pat. Great article by Pat. Caitlin's the best player in the country. Every time she's interviewed, she gives credit to her teammates and coaches.
And the thing is, though, you can say what you want about money. Caitlin's not using any of Iowa's NIL. Plus, Cheryl Swoops, as great as they were back then, they would not have had the market appeal that Caitlin Clark has.
No.
And Diana Taurasi was a great player, and some will say she's as good as Caitlin in her own way, but she did not impact the game the way Caitlin does. And she was playing as part of a great team. Caitlin is the reason Iowa's a great team. So yes, social media helps. It changes everything. I get, but I still think I don't want to make too much. Well, timing's everything with Caitlin. I still say Caitlin has an edge over those people because she has just somehow piqued people's interest more than any other athlete I can remember. And a big part of it is social media. They get to know her on social media.
Yeah.
And then they're, I'm going to spend $400 and drive. I couldn't believe how many tweets on my timeline would show up of just random people saying, man, I just drove up from Virginia, spent $300, and it was worth every penny to spend 2 hours watching Caitlin Clark. Tons of tweets
We
like that.
We had people sitting next to us that came up from Kansas City a couple of weeks ago, and they spent, $300 per ticket, and she said, this is the best money I've ever spent.
And did you see the video of the number 14th ranked professional tennis player in the world? He took time out. I can't remember his name, but he took time out just to come watch her play, and then they met afterwards. They shook hands. He's a huge Caitlin Clark fan. He's ranked 14th in the world. I've never heard of him, but I'm not a big tennis fan. But I thought that was pretty cool.
Hello.
First off, it's just my feed is full of Caitlin Clark, and I love it. But man, I'd be getting overwhelmed if I read every article or stopped on every feed, every post. That said, when I do stop and I do entertain myself with the comments, what I'm really getting fed up with is everybody saying, "Well, she hasn't won a championship, so she's not this, she's not that," and they're downplaying. I just don't understand the downplaying.
She got to a championship game.
Well,
to
and
me,
she probably isn't going to win one.
She probably isn't, but the fact that she got to a championship game to me is more incredible than not having won one.
And beating an undefeated
South Carolina.
Yeah,
no, I think she's checked that box.
But the problem I have with it is, inevitably, a national or a championship of any kind, that's for the team, I mean, in a team sport.
Sure, of course.
So it's just ignorant, in my opinion.
No, I agree. The fact that she got to the championship game, to me, eliminates that discussion. And
that's her. Yeah, her.
Caitlin's
she
always
got
quick to say
with the team. Yeah,
she can't do what she does without her teammates because part of her legend is the fact that Iowa's been so successful. Like I've said before, let's say Iowa had been 500 or slightly a little better than 500 throughout all these statistics, she wouldn't be where she is.
No.
And she knows that, and her teammates and coaches have helped prop her up like that. 500, if Iowa made the NIT in one of her years, or didn't, and she's scoring all these points, she would not. People wouldn't be lining up to see her play.
No,
I think the winning is a big part of it.
Of course. Well, social media, the winning, and everything's getting attention drawn. I made a mistake the other day. I made a post with a picture of Caitlin at the free throw line. I think nobody in the stands. Well, I said, "Hey, look at these stands 4 years ago." Duh. It was COVID. Nobody was allowed in.
Yeah.
So somebody pointed that out, and I'm like, okay. So I put in the comments, "Hey, updated. I'm an idiot," and then I deleted the post. So
yeah,
there you go.
We all make
good call.
God, if I did something like that, I would have just been tarred and feathered.
I thought I'm glad that somebody commented within like a minute.
Yeah.
So then it wasn't,
less time for it to fester.
Defending his team, and he doesn't even know about them.
Yep.
But all right.
Yeah, we all make mistakes.
We do.
So, okay, Tom, the name of that Eli Manning quarterback. Can you remember it?
No idea. I was never even.
Do you remember it, Captain?
No.
Is it Blake Powers?
That sounds about right.
That is one of the strangest.
Was that a Penn State?
He supposedly disguised himself as a high school
State
or something. You could Google it. But that is one of the weirdest things to be made fun of. I mean,
I wasn't here when that happened, so Jim must have been here.
But you wouldn't have known.
I would have known, but I got this guy sent me an email saying, "How can you have those two on the air?" And just like, and it wasn't like a short email either. It was like citing everything that not only you guys said, I said, Hunter Lang.
Well, that guy
cites all this crap.
And I bet he's still listening.
Well, yeah, he had to be listening for a long freaking time because I didn't remember maybe 3/4 of what he said.
Yeah, there's plenty to criticize us on, but that
sure.
one is just bizarre.
Yeah.
I don't pay any attention to Eli Manning. I don't have anything against him. I just don't care that he did some big spoof, and I wasn't aware of it at the time, and obviously you weren't.
I'm still not.
You thought he was a 4-star quarterback that Iowa was pursuing, and I was dumb enough not to correct you because I didn't know. That's what this whole thing was about.
Well,
and it's just funny. I get a kick out of it.
Yeah, this is the only time that I ever posted a picture of my pets on Twitter. I posted a picture. I post every night on Facebook the two pets going to bed together, which they do. And so I post.
You do that every night?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, not every, almost every night.
Most.
And so I posted it on Twitter once. And your pets suck. That was the first. And I took it.
I remember having that.
I took it down immediately.
I've had people like if I wrote something about Iowa or something they didn't like. Yeah, and those two dogs in your profile, they suck. They're ugly. And I remember one time to the guy, I'm like, they're both dead. And you know what his response was? Good. I mean, that's and some guy hiding, of course, behind it. That's just that platform.
Yeah,
that's just what it is.
And that's why I don't go there.
I never posted a picture of him again on Twitter.
I mean, you get some meanness on the message boards, and you do, but
Well, I
it's
don't go
usually
there.
people fighting each other
And
over something
is
stupid.
it usually the same people?
Oh,
though?
absolutely.
Because, like you've told me, I haven't been on Cakersport in years. I used to go on there 20 years. Aren't you saying a lot of the same people that were there 15 are still there just picking at each other?
Some of them are, but it's the same people get in fights with each other over something stupid, and it just takes a lot of the fun out of it.
So is there a lot of left versus right stuff on that board?
There's a little.
Is there more right or left as posters, would you say, Dave?
I would say probably more right.
Okay. So do you ever get attacked?
No.
Okay. I remember the old days. You'd get
used to get
You'd get
attacked.
attacked because I would laugh at it. You try to be the nice guy. And, hey,
Yeah.
oh, screw you, Suter man, you effing loser. You pansy ass.
You did get
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would try to be the voice of reason, and nobody wanted your reason.
No, they don't.
And you and I would laugh at it. Hey, did you see that post where they told Suter to go straight to hell?
I get ripped now and then, but that's that you post on social media, you're gonna.
You're the pacifier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Show,
but
the
now
pacifier.
the difference is now you take a stand, and before that you tried to be like hey,
Peacemaker. You wanted to be the peace. We can get along. No, you can't. It's a message board.
No, you really can't.
Detente.
Would you like that, though?
Detente.
The pacifier, a new show. Instead of Denzel beating people up, he goes and tries to
He tries
feel
to
better.
get people
he
together.
massages them and tries to make
Yeah,
them feel
and
better.
then they get
Then
pissed
they beat him
off
up.
at him. Yeah.
Then he has to come.
What are you gonna do?
Then the pacifier has to hire the equalizer to.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, there you go.
So, but that's social media. You get a lot of a-holes, and most of them are anonymous, so they feel they can
They're empowered.
say whatever they
They
want.
have no
That's right.
consequences. Oh yeah, I mean it is what it is, and Elon's made it worse. I mean I thought it was funny when he got on there. Remember he said, "Oh, I'm not right or left." I mean he's so obviously politically slanted right now, and he's using his platform, and that's whatever. But it's just tiresome.
Well, he's harmed it financially.
Oh yeah, without
terribly.
I mean, what's weird too, if I don't refresh my computer or whatever, every time I go back on Twitter, it'll say that I have 35 tweets that have loaded that I need to refresh. It's always 35, or if it waits longer, then it's 70, then it's 105. Everything goes in 35.
35.
And I don't know what that. It's just so bizarre. Nothing makes sense on there anymore.
It's just their algorithm or whatever.
I can't figure it. Now Twitter does every once in a while. Like last night, I didn't watch the Grammys, but somebody on Twitter put on the entire performance of Tracy Chapman and what's his name, Heath Combs.
Luke Combs.
Luke Combs. I was close.
Yeah.
Did I get the right last name
Got
right?
the right last.
No, you're
name.
going to get ripped.
Yeah, I already doesn't know any. But they did Fast Car. Man, it was a great version too.
They
It's a
did
great song.
Great.
They
I
did.
love that song. And I'd kind of forgotten about it. Came out. She's like right around my age. I mean, I remember she's maybe like 9 months younger than me. I'll tell you, she's aged well. She's obviously her hair is gray or whatever, but she looks so similar to what she looked like 30 years ago. And that song came out 36 years ago, 1988, if you can believe that. But their version was great.
No, it
He
was.
complimented her so well. It was. I listened to it 3 or 4 times. It was really good.
Yeah.
And I do love that song.
I do too.
Just the simple guitar beat of it, and yet it works so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was and what's funny is they're playing, and it's right in the middle, and what does the camera do? Cuts to Taylor freaking Swift cheering in the audience, and she was. What's funny is she's right front and center.
Did the camera go to Caitlin Clark sitting in the background?
No, was she there? But Taylor Swift was right front and center near the front, and she was standing wearing what looked like a big white wedding dress almost. And they cut to her, and she was just rocking, singing. She was singing with them. Just you could tell she was loving it. But everyone else around her was sitting down, and yet she was standing. She was so visible. Camera cut to her just one time, but it also cut to a couple other people. But it was a great version of that song. And
I have to listen.
Luke
to that.
Combs, his voice worked great with her, and I guess she was inspiration for him.
Yeah.
She was like that song got him
And it
interested.
works as a country song, too.
Oh, it does, yeah. And then I also went back and found an old version of her playing at Wembley Stadium in 1988, right after the song came out, and it's amazing. Her voice hardly has changed. I mean, it was really cool. Why is she all of a sudden back? Did the song get what's going on?
Well, he brought her
did.
back.
I know, but I'd heard about her. She's been gaining popularity over the last month. What's gone on? I mean,
he did that song.
Oh, he did that
Yes.
song.
He
Okay,
did the
okay.
song, and it hit the top of.
Oh, I could see why. I mean, what they did in this song, she'd do a verse, then he'd do a verse.
Well, and there
she'd
had
do a verse, he'd do a verse.
never been a black woman get Song of the Year from the Country Music Association.
So okay, I knew that.
That's interesting.
No, it was a really cool version of it, and you could tell that he was just in awe on stage with her. I'd kind of forgotten about Tracy Chapman. I looked her up though. It said last night. It said she was worth $8 million. That ain't bad.
No,
She had one other big hit too. I can't remember.
give me one good reason.
Yeah, but Fast Car was the first time I heard that. I'm like, wow, what a great song. It just sticks with you.
Yeah, yeah, and then Living Color did a parody of it. I write a fast song, and she's looking out the window just.
Is it her? Is she a
No.
guest on the show? Oh,
No,
okay.
but it's somebody that looked just like her, and yeah, one of the Wayans.
I thought she was from England, and she's from Cleveland.
Yeah,
I didn't know she was from Cleveland, Ohio.
no, that was wonderful.
It really was. It was, like I said, I did not watch the Grammys, but I watched that on Twitter, and it's on there now.
Well, you wouldn't like the Grammys.
No, I don't care about that. I've known the Grammys have been around for years. I don't watch that.
Award shows in general, I don't watch anymore. Back in the day, I used to love them.
I don't watch.
don't
I
watch
didn't watch.
I've
it.
never liked
I would
them.
go back and forth, but wasn't really paying attention.
I mean, the Oscars. God,
I mean, they arrested Killer Mike.
I saw that, and he was on Bill Maher on Friday. I'd never really heard of him before, Killer Mike.
Yeah, well,
And it was a misdemeanor. I mean, did they have to do it there?
no,
Couldn't
no.
they have? They knew where he was.
Yeah, they know where he lives.
that's just
They got his
grandstanding.
full name.
And he's Killer Mike.
Yeah, yeah. Now, if he called himself Law-Abiding Mike,
They may not have arrested him.
well, it's like Young.
But I don't
never
think
would have heard of
law-abiding
it.
Mike would have the same effect in his audience.
Young Thug is in prison. You know.
But I watched his interview with Bill Maher, and he asked him to endorse either Biden or Trump, and he wouldn't do it.
Yeah. I don't blame him.
Yeah, and you could tell he just didn't want to go there, and that Bill Maher. No, but I don't have a problem with people who go on his show. Know that it's a very politically heavy show. I mean,
But if he doesn't want to,
but if he doesn't want to share his thoughts, he doesn't have to. No, that doesn't always have to be. People don't have to know everything about you, even if you go on a show. But yeah, they showed Killer Mike being escorted away in handcuffs, and I read later that it was a misdemeanor.
got in a fight with his security guard.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
That's what they arrested him for?
yeah. He shoved him.
They could have waited.
Yeah, they could have waited.
I don't get it.
It's grandstanding.
Do you like the name Killer Mike?
Huh?
What do you think of that name, Tom?
I don't even know what you guys are
He's
talking
a
about.
he's a rapper.
He's a rapper
from
He won
Atlanta.
3 Grammys.
Yeah, Killer Mike. I'd never heard of him until Friday because he was
you
on the.
call yourself Suter Man. That
Yeah.
doesn't make a statement. You got to call yourself like Killer
Killer Suiter
Suiter.
Man. Killer Man.
Killer Suter, Killer Tom, Young Thug Tom.
So did Taylor Swift win a bunch of awards?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, she won album. It's fourth time. She broke records.
Album of the year.
Album of the year.
She,
Fourth time?
Yeah.
Is that her? Is her new album the one that's got that anti-hero
Yeah.
song on there? Okay. Yeah. So she won some. Killer Mike won, and then did Luke Combs win anything for his fast car?
I don't think so. I don't think.
But he did on the countryside, though, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay. So,
yeah.
yeah,
Got Song of the Year.
But no, it was a really cool version. You'll like it.
Okay,
And the other thing that helped it too, they had a violinist who was incredible, and I love the violin when it's part of rock songs. There's just the violin. You'll see it. They never show the person; they just show the hands of the person playing, but it added so much to the total sound quality of that song.
And then Joni Mitchell.
Yeah, she made me feel
Did
old.
both sides now, and did a good.
It
Compared to what she's been through, she had a brain aneurysm, and she almost died. And for a long time, she couldn't speak. For a long time.
Yeah,
And so that was.
I was
was
amazed
pretty
that she
brave
agreed to
of
do
her.
it.
So
That was pretty brave.
was it really good or
It
not?
was.
Eh.
It's not.
No.
No, it's not Joni.
But when he
Mitchell's.
explains the circumstances, it was impressive that she was able to do it. But no, it
Yeah.
was not. You're not going to be thinking back to Joni Mitchell
Yeah.
from the late '60s with that. Yeah, it was
No.
not that. and it just kind of made me feel old.
But I did like the fact that she was sitting, so her musicians were sitting too, so that she wouldn't stand out or anything.
What is she in her 80s?
80.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But she came back from the dead.
Almost literally.
So, so I mean.
What a life she's had.
Yeah.
Boy, I guess.
Yeah, so I thought, that's pretty damn brave.
Yeah.
Well, that you reminded me of Dick Clark after a stroke.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people said, he shouldn't have gone on TV after that with the Rock
to me,
and
that's a
Ethan.
personal choice.
Yeah, and it was his thing, and it meant something to him to do it. And people have strokes.
Yeah, my mom had 3 of them.
Yeah, and
it
showed him, you don't just...
And she lived till she was 90, almost 92.
Well, and you don't just disappear.
But the thing with the Jody, just from a pure music sound quality, no, it left a lot to be desired. But it's understandable.
Given the circumstances, very powerful, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Hello?
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
The violin player that played with Luke Coleman, Tracy Chapman, was a big Iowa fan that posts on, her name's Lisa something, that is a big Iowa fan.
Oh, is it that Lisa, is it Donlinger?
Yeah.
Oh.
She was the one playing the violin?
Yeah, she, let me get it here.
I don't know why I thought it was a man.
Wow.
I mean, my bad.
He posted here. So if any of you happen to be watching a certain music show tonight, you might see your favorite Hawkeye violinist performing.
They didn't really show her, though. They just showed her arms and hands, from what I could tell.
Yeah.
They flashed.
But there's only 2 violinist acts in there. The other one was with Joni Mitchell, and that was an older lady. It wasn't her.
Okay, well, great for Lisa. Good to know. Thank you. And to think, I thought it was a man. I'll get ripped for that. The same guy who didn't know who whatever the guy's name.
He doesn't even know
we
what
just
a woman
mentioned
looks
the guy's
like.
name, and I still can't remember it.
But I don't know if we ever mentioned it right. No, and it was dark. I couldn't tell the hands if they were a man or a woman. But no, Lisa's on Twitter. She's a huge Iowa fan. And I'm surprised you don't know her. I mean, you've never, and she's an incredible violinist. I just figured you'd know her because she's tailgates and she's just all over the Hawkeye fan experience like you. But no, if that was her, which I have no reason to believe it wasn't.
Has she played the national anthem at?
I believe, I heard her do it once. It was incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, she's really good.
The name rings a bell.
And I love the violin. I like I said, I just love it when it's part of rock and roll. I mean, it's done a lot of good. The violin has done a lot of good in rock and roll. It's underrated.
My nephew plays the violin.
Okay, here we are. Is he better than Lisa Donlinger?
I don't. Oh.
Good for him, though, man.
He's at Western Illinois.
Is the violin? Would you say is it easy to play, or would it be one of the harder?
I wouldn't think. No instrument
is easy to play?
Really easy to play. I mean, you just have to learn how to do it.
Do you know the best violinist I ever heard? Very
Vassar Clements?
Huh? No. Jack Benny. Jack Benny gave a concert, and he used to make a joke about how he played violin. He gave a concert, and I love Jack Benny. I'll watch anything he does. He did. And he gave a concert at Carnegie Hall, and he was just freaking amazing. I mean, he made it sing.
Good for maybe the way to look at it. I mean, anybody can play an instrument poorly. Okay,
yeah,
anybody.
I can do that.
Sure, hell, I could do that.
I can do that. So
remember the recorders?
Yeah.
I remember bringing the recorder home. Remember that you had to learn? I remember my dad would. He'd leave. He'd go out into like the yard just because I'd have to practice. We were supposed to practice for like a half an hour every night. The recorder, this thing.
Tonet. We called it the Tonet.
Yeah, and I never understood the purpose of making us. I think they were trying to get us involved with music. My parents tried. They wanted me to play. They offered piano. I wished I would have done it.
And it's so funny because my older brothers and sisters were all offered to music lessons, piano lessons.
As I was.
By the time Stevie and I rolled around and we were the ones with the musical talent, it wasn't a possibility for us.
Talent and the desire and interest, too.
That's right.
I had a trumpet. I played trumpet one year. Terribly. Just terrible.
But yeah, I wished I would have taken up piano or something.
And he goes, you're determined in everything, but you have absolutely no rhythm. I remember him.
Well, trumpet, piano seems like it would be really hard.
Yeah, you would think so. I mean, I can play a little bit. I play it like I play guitar, mostly chords and stuff.
Okay.
And I can.
Yeah, guitar seems like it would be really hard too.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
well, it is. You don't know because you can do it.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, part of me, I had no interest in dedicating the time that it would take to learn how to. I was just overwhelmed.
Well,
with
you were
just
doing sports and stuff.
I was
all
doing
the time.
sports, and same thing with golf. Though my dad wanted me to play golf, but it didn't come easy. As a young kid, some sports baseball and basketball came pretty easy for me. Some sports that didn't, I wanted nothing to do with it because I guess I was weak and lazy. In some ways I was. Golf was intimidating. I didn't want to be bad for 5 years before I had a chance to I didn't want to go through that. And I think that was part of it with an instrument too. It's so daunting, the task of learning how to play an instrument. I was overwhelmed by it. Intimidating.
Well, you can do it or you can't. And I mean, I can't. But my younger brother, for whatever reason, could sit down at any instrument and play it within 15 minutes. I mean, no problem. Piano.
Oh, you see stories like that.
Anything.
They showed something on Twitter the other day. Some 7-year-old blind kid. They showed him play. He's already a master pianist. I mean, some people are just wired differently.
Everyone has their own gifts. Everyone has their gifts, and what makes it interesting is not everyone has the same gifts.
I've been looking for mine.
Looking for your gift. Well, you've done it for.
So you think someone
years.
someone like Mark Knopfler, who I think is one of the greatest, you think he picked up a guitar and it just came easy for him, like right from the beginning, because he had that gift?
Well, but he had the interest also.
Yeah, I think the interest, of course. Yeah,
and I mean, you still have to learn how to play it. I mean,
because there's players, and if you want to compare it to sports, there's players that you don't think of. Oh, wow, he's not a superstar. Then the next thing you know, plays 10 years in the NBA. Whatever. I'm sure there's musicians like that too, aren't there? That you never that maybe weren't just like LeBron James talent wise, but still rose to the top with just through hard work and persistence.
Probably most of them.
Okay, and now was Jimi Hendrix just gifted? I mean, since he always seems to be the paramount, the pinnacle of guitar.
I think he was creative more than anything. I mean, was he gifted? Probably.
How much was timing for Jimi Hendrix too?
A lot.
Okay. And he lit his guitars on fire.
No, my brother, he was in Davenport at Call Ballroom appearing, and
you're one up in Jimi Hendrix.
No, I'm not one. My brother, when he was in a band and everything, and he went up, and he was doing a sound check, and my brother played with him.
With who? Oh, you're talking about Hendrix. Okay,
with Hendrix.
I was confused. I didn't know what you were talking about.
No.
I mean,
how am I going to one up? What do you want? I guess I could puke right now. And
no, I thought you were. I thought you were telling a story about your brother, and I didn't realize it was a connection.
No,
with Jimmy.
He jammed, and his band jammed with him on that afternoon, all afternoon almost.
A sad story, Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah. 27 also?
27, and he was sad. I mean, his last months of his life were not happy. Just goes to show you fame and fortune doesn't always...
No.
And Janis Joplin was sad and kind of pathetic, at the end.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Morrison was sad and pathetic. And, I mean, they all were. I mean, Kurt Cobain. Think about it.
Well, people that are depressed, there's a lot of creativity sometimes breeds.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it does, especially in music, it seems like. I mean,
it seems.
When you think about
actors, I mean.
It seems.
Yeah.
But you think of the musicians, Lowell George, I mean, Robert Johnson. I mean, you could just.
Oh, there's so many.
So many that just died so early. Now, some with circumstances, like Buddy Holly, of course. I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff on social media because it was the anniversary of the day the music died. Obviously, I wasn't alive the day the music died, and you guys were barely. You guys probably weren't old enough to even remember it happening. How old were you guys then?
I was 7, I think.
You were okay,
9.
Okay, I guess you guys. Okay.
Oh, I remember it clearly.
I remember going home and turning on American Bandstand and haven't heard anything about it.
And then they cut into broadcast?
Dick Clark started
off
the show sitting on a stool announcing it. And, my wife Jan listened to they broadcast it on KRIB in Mason City, and she listened to that broadcast that night.
But I became somewhat, not fascinated, but very interested, because I spent a lot of my childhood in Clear Lake. I mean, that's where our summer vacations were.
And I was born in Mason City.
Yeah, I mean, I was up there all the time. I remember riding bikes out to where the crash site happened and what have you, because it's not very far from where the lake is and what have you. But no, just February 2nd, 1959.
Yeah.
So what's that? How many?
Third,
February 3rd. How many years is it?
Well, was it 59?
59.
Yeah, 59.
So 65 years ago.
Yeah.
Incredible. I mean, just a real sad story. And I know Waylon Jennings was haunted by it because, remember, he won the coin toss, and as a joke, Holly said, remember, don't freeze on the bus, and Jennings says, don't. So he made some comment about the plane not crash. He said he was haunted by that for a long period of his life. They shouldn't have taken off, obviously, hindsight.
No.
In that type of weather. No. I mean, it went up and boom, it went right down. I mean, they didn't have much time to think about it, but very sad.
Well, maybe this is a good spot to take our break.
What time is it?
Almost 10.
Oh, really? I didn't realize it was that. Okay, yeah.
All right, we'll be right back.
1-800-800-ROSE. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist is the only number you need to know to send flowers anywhere in the country or Canada from anywhere in the country. 1-800-800-ROSE. It's so easy. Just remember one number. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist. 1-800-800-ROSE. Remember,
for a gift that your loved one will treasure for a lifetime, find it at our family-owned jewelry store in Iowa City, Hertine and Stocker Jewelers.
We can show you diamond engagement rings, colored stones, fashion jewelry, and watches.
Our jewelers are on site, so we can design jewelry for that special person in your life.
We are Hertine and Stocker, serving Iowa City and the surrounding area for 3 generations.
Hertine and Stocker Jewelers, downtown Iowa City, and HertineandStockerJewelers.com. Ask for Willa, Terry, Tim, or Kate. One of us is always there.
Don't wait for an emergency to get a backup for your car keys. Unlike the olden days, car keys have gotten extremely complex. Mike's eKeys for Cars can generate the most technically advanced automotive keys that are on the market today. For spares and lost keys, Mike's eKeys for Cars can produce most conventional transponder, high security, and remote head keys. Mike's eKeys for Cars will keep you on the road. Call 319-330-9185 and schedule an appointment today. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 319-330-9185 today.
Are you tired of living in a home that doesn't quite meet your needs? Then it's time to call the experts at Streets Maintenance. Their team of skilled professionals specializes in renovations and remodeling, transforming your home into the space you've always dreamed of. From kitchen bath remodels to complete home renovations, no job is too big or too small. Streets Maintenance will work with you every step of the way to ensure your vision becomes a reality. So don't wait any longer. Call Streets Maintenance to schedule your consultation at 400-4483. Let's start building your dream home today.
There's a problem here in eastern Iowa. There's not enough Hawkeye fans. I mean, really, shouldn't everybody be a Hawkeye fan? Well, maybe not. But you should be a fan of my team at Hawkeye Title and Settlement. Hi, I'm Steve Anderson, and my team of experts at Hawkeye Title and Settlement know what they're doing. Call us at 351-8600. Hawkeye Title and Settlement, the team you love, the people you trust.
Don't let just anyone take care of your smile. At Diamond Dental, you can expect compassion, expertise, and a personalized care plan to protect your teeth for life. With more than 30 years of combined experience, Dr. Forbes and his staff are prepared to tackle even your toughest dental problems, leaving your smile healthy and sparkling. Diamond Dental offers a full range of general and cosmetic dentistry, as well as dental treatment options for snoring and sleep apnea. It's never too early to start thinking about what's best for your smile. Schedule an appointment today by calling 319-390-3703 or visiting the office at 5815 Consul Street Northeast, Suite D1 in Cedar Rapids. You can also visit DiamondDentalPC.com for more information. Dr. Forbes is a proud sponsor of the Hawkeye Wrestling Club and the Inner Circle. Let the Diamond Dental team provide superior care for your entire family.
Car won't go into gear? Call Premier. Premier Automotive in North Liberty offers full-service mechanical auto repair, in addition to being Eastern Iowa's most trusted name in auto body repair. Use Premier for all your auto repair needs: brakes, oil changes, air conditioning, diagnostics, transmissions, or preventative maintenance. Whether you hit a deer or your car won't go into gear, see Premier Automotive in North Liberty. When you go to a family restaurant, you want three things. One, a wide selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner items. Two, you want those selections to be affordable and delicious. And three, you want to be treated like family. You get all three at the Midtown Family Restaurant. Breakfast items available anytime the doors are open. Legendary tenderloins, onion rings, and hot roast beef sandwiches. And special ribeye and shrimp nights. Daily specials at each location. And no matter if you're coming in solo or with a group of 20, you get the same special family treatment. The Midtown Family Restaurants at Court and Scott Streets and at the Walmart Plaza on Highway 1 West. Follow them on Facebook or at MidtownFamily.com. The family's waiting for you. GT Carr, owner of Supple's Building and Remodeling, has been offering unmatched service and quality for over 25 years. The trained professionals at Supple's Building and Remodeling will install and guarantee the products used in any job, no matter how big or small. They also stand behind their work and offer no-nonsense, exceptional customer service from design to completion and beyond. Whether it's a simple window replacement or a major house addition, you'll have the confidence that Supple's Building and Remodeling is committed to quality. Visit Supples.net or call them today at 319-337-2246.
Deary Brothers Ford Winter Clearance Event. Warm up to these hot deals. Get a new 2023 Ford F-150 XLT Crew Cab up to $6,000 off MSRP, plus 1.9% financing for 72 months. Get a new 2023 Ford Bronco Sport $1,500 rebate, plus 1.9% financing for 66 months. 75 pre-owned cars and trucks clearance price, plus top dollar for your trade. Hurry in before these hot deals are gone. Or shop online at DearyFord.com. Deary Brothers Ford in Iowa City, here for you.
84 years of preparation. The wait is over. The Oxyokin's brand new book, Our Recipes, Our Story, is on sale now. 90 pages in full color, 67 recipes, and our unique history for only $24.99. Get yours while they last at the Oxyokin. Available soon by mail order along with our current serving hours at Oxyokin.com.
The
Oxyokin, in the heart of a man.
From the Harty and Stalker Studios, in the heart of the Hawkeye Nation, this is the mighty 1630 KCJJ, Iowa City.
Harty and Stalker Jewelers, making memories, making moments.
Here is your KCJJ forecast today. Mostly sunny. We'll get to around 49 for a high this afternoon. The wind generally out of the north at around 5 to 15 here throughout the day. Tonight, mostly cloudy, and we're going to see more of that patchy fog. Our low down to 29. Tomorrow, patchy fog in the morning, then mostly sunny with a high near 50 on Wednesday, up to 54 Thursday. Some light rain with a high of 60. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable on the mighty 1630 KCJJ. Right now, it's 39.
KCJJ weather, brought to you by Plum Supply.
Plum Supply kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
From the chat room.
Yes?
Kagersport is like the bar in Star Wars, a hive of scum and villainry.
Scum and villainry.
Wow.
All right.
A bit harsh, but there's some truth to that.
What do you think of that version?
I think it's really good.
What's that?
It's really good.
Yeah, no, I played the Luke Combs, Tracy Chapman combo last night.
The thing I liked the best about it was how big her smile was
when they clapped for her. That somebody made that comment too. That just made their day because they could tell how much she appreciates being kind of back again, right? Yeah, kind of being brought back from not saying from the music dead,
it's
but
just such a great song.
It is. Oh, and I remember, like I said, it went to number one, didn't it?
I don't think it did.
It didn't go because man, it got played a lot.
Well, it sure did.
I mean, I remember listening to it all the time. All right, fast car or Cars by Gary Newman. Remember that one?
Sure.
We play it.
That was an MTV song.
I hated that song.
Cars.
God, I hated that song.
Dun, 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 dun.
You don't play it much. I'm sticking up for you now. Don't sell yourself short.
No, it's in there.
You've got issues, but
it's in there. We didn't put it in there.
And that
Clear
song,
Channel put it in there.
And Cars is about 40 years old, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Yeah, I was in high school, I think, when it came out.
Chart history.
Fast Car.
Fast Car got up to number 6.
Okay, I would have thought it got to number
Hot
1.
100 got up to number 6. Yeah, that ain't bad.
No, that's
pretty good.
Song.
No.
Hello.
Hello, hi. Since you guys are talking music, I'm the guy that called Friday about the worst 70 songs.
Okay.
Oh, great.
Now, do you have the best?
I got the best. Actually, it's a lot longer list. I just want to. I'll do the top 25 real quick. I just want to tell you, there's no Steely Dan in there. There's very little songs that Pat likes.
Well, gee,
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to this segment.
All right, let's hear it.
Fire away.
Okay, The Who, Won't Get Filled Again, 25.
No.
Rod Stewart, Maggie May, 24.
Yes.
Love Rob Maggie.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Should be higher.
Love it.
David Bowie, Changes, 23.
Yes.
Not for me.
Yes.
Fleetwood Mac, Go Your Own Way, 22.
Sure.
I like that a lot.
Al Green, Take Me to the River, 21.
Yeah.
There's better versions.
Better versions.
Yes.
And better
Yeah.
songs by Al Green.
Yeah.
Number 20, Stevie Wonder, Living for the City.
Not for me.
It's better Stevie Wonder songs, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. 19, Donna Summer, Hot Stuff.
No.
I like Donna Summer, but no.
Donna Summer on the radio is great. Last Dance is great.
Hard for a Living.
Yeah.
She's hard for a living.
Again, yeah, better.
Yeah.
Donna
What's
Summer.
that one, I'm in Love, where she just kind of moans through the whole thing?
Yeah, she does. That was her
She
first
moans.
hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of a creepy song.
It
She
is.
moans.
I don't know. The guy thought it was sexy.
Yeah, she was moaning. Moaning.
All right.
And then she
18,
loses
Al
her
Green,
teeth
Love
in the
and
couch.
Happiness.
What's
What was
the
that
song?
one?
Al Green, Love and Happiness.
Not
No.
for me. You're obviously an Al Green fan, and hey, I respect Al Green.
I don't remember.
No.
I don't. I've never. 17, Ramones, Bliss Creek, Boston.
Absolutely not.
Jesus.
I don't
this
like.
is a terrible list.
By the end, we're going to be.
2 Al Green songs
And
I do not like the Ramones.
and the Ramones.
16, Bruce Springsteen, Thunder Road.
Not for me, but some people might agree. I'm not a.
Yeah,
that wouldn't be my
no.
Springsteen song.
No.
Absolutely
15,
not.
Stevie Wonder, Superstition.
Love the
That's
song.
an awfully good song.
That's a good song.
Good song. Good song.
14, Bob Dylan, Tangled Up in Blue.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah,
Would be
great
in my
song.
top 10 probably.
Yeah.
Love it.
I would have.
Love it.
Boy, Rolling Stone likes Al Green. Al Green, 13, Let's Stay Together.
It's a good song.
I like
but
that's the
how
best
long-
Al Green song you've mentioned.
Yeah.
Okay, 12, Sex Pistols, Anarchy
No.
in UK.
For God's sakes.
No.
Who's compiled this?
Rolling Stone.
This is Rolling Stones?
Jeez.
Okay.
Yeah.
God.
Okay, Jesus.
Eagles, number 11, Eagles Hotel California.
No, not for me. So,
Good
obviously,
song.
huge
Okay,
album,
fine.
not for me.
10, Simon and Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Water.
No.
Better Simon and Garfunkel song.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it has to be up
Depressing.
there. It was
I don't
like number
depressing.
one.
I don't need to.
It was number one, though.
But I
That
don't
was
need to
a
hear it.
big song.
Depressing, wimpy.
Number
depressing
9, David Bowie, Heroes.
song. No, not for me.
Yeah. 8, Bob Marley, No Women, No Cry.
Love the song, but that's not my favorite Marley song. Love the song.
Here you go, Pat. Number 7, Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah! Not my favorite Zeppelin song, but, I mean, obviously, was their most successful.
No, number 6, Derek and the Dominoes, Layla.
Love
Great
it.
song.
Great song.
Yeah. 5, Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run.
No,
Yeah, great song.
not for me.
Yeah.
Good song, but not for me.
Greatest
4,
song.
The Beatles, Let It Be.
Yeah.
That came out about the same time as Bridge Over Troubled Waters.
Yeah. Number 3, The Clash, London Calling.
Love the song,
Good
but it
song,
wouldn't.
but-
Great album, but it wouldn't be in
Not
my
in
not
top 25, not
my
even
top-
close.
Not in my top 10.
No.
But love the album.
Number 2, Marvin Gaye, What's Going On.
Good song, but
It
it would
has.
not in my.
It
not-
should be in the top 25, but
maybe
maybe
but
not
top
two.
But not in my top 20.
Not in my top 25 either, but it was.
I'm not sure if it'd be my top.
It was
50.
an important song.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
I
guess
get
for
you.
number one. Anybody guess what number one?
Satisfaction by the Stones?
Nope.
Number one song. No idea. Rock Around the Clock.
No.
Busting Out for Rosie, Tommy Bolin.
No.
How about Like a Rolling Stone?
No. John Lennon, Imagine.
Oh. Like the song, but that not
again
not
an
number
important song.
Important song, but
song,
not number one.
But no.
Okay, thanks.
This person's
28,
depressed.
Kashmir, number 28.
Led Zeppelin, Kashmir.
Yeah.
I like that song. Not one of my favorite Zeppelin songs, but I like it.
Where is Like a Rolling Stone?
Here's Bob Dylan, 42, knocking on heaven's door.
Where's Like a Rolling Stone?
I mean, that's would be
I don't see it on here.
one of my top five for sure. What a great song.
Well, Rolling Stone, just like a couple of years ago, said it was the best song ever recorded.
Yeah, and I remember reading that. I know I'm biased, but I'm amazed there's not one Pink Floyd song on there from the 70s.
Money.
Well, that one would be one.
One Beatles song and 3 Al Green songs. I rest my case.
And no Steely Dan or Pink Floyd.
The 50 best songs of the 70s.
And tell me,
according to Rolling
okay,
Stone.
you're telling me L.A. Woman doesn't belong on that list?
Oh, best song of the 70s. Okay, well, Beatles were mostly 60s.
So. L.A. Woman came out in 71. To me, that stands up to any. But no, I appreciate the list. I love these types of debates.
Yeah, yep. That's all I got.
All right, thanks, man.
Okay, so next list, the most overrated or overplayed. See if you can find one of those.
Would overrated
that would be fun.
Would it be similar to the list that we did of like the top 10 worst songs?
Yeah, I mean,
because part of the reason we hate Seasons in the Suns and songs like that is because they got played so much. Don't you think? You kept hearing them. A lot of those songs.
But it was bad every time it was
It was
played.
bad, but you kept. Somebody must have liked them.
Oh, sure, they were hits.
They were hits, but they were terrible. But you kept hearing them over and over.
Oh, that's true.
Here's from BuzzFeed. These are the worst songs that became hits.
From BuzzFeed. Okay.
28. Don't Stop Believing by Journey.
I hate that song.
I would argue about that.
I would argue about that.
I'm ready to
too,
argue.
But that's okay.
I'm ready to argue. That's why we're here. The song sucks.
27. 27. Hey Soul Sister by Train. Why is that bad?
Oh, you guys played. Because he whines. There's a lot of whining on that thing. You play it a lot too. You're an enabler.
Yes, I am. Baby by Justin Bieber.
I've never heard Justin Bieber.
We never played that because he was
I actually have liked a couple of Justin Bieber songs, but
he's grown into a good artist.
He has.
Yeah,
he really has.
So, wasn't he a punk at one time?
He was
punk.
like 12 years old.
Driving fast through the neighborhood where
Yeah.
Eric Dickerson lived, and I remember Eric Dickerson was interviewed saying, if I ever get my hands on that little, because he was speeding around in the, okay, but I've never listened to his music.
Well, I will say that he has hit me a couple times with pretty good songs, and I'm not. I would love to hate him, but I don't.
Yeah. Well, I'll hate him for you.
I'll tell you someone else who I really like is Post Malone.
I do too.
Remember the first time I ever heard of him is when we had Nick Gallagher on.
Yes.
And he picked him as, and I'd never heard him before.
Me too.
I've heard you guys play him. He's got kind of a softer voice.
Oh, he's good.
He doesn't sound like he looks.
Oh no, he looks like he should be in Slayer.
Yeah, but no, he's got more of a soft kind of top 40 voice.
25, Living on a Prayer.
Terrible song.
Bon Jovi.
You guys,
I think it's good.
We were playing it the other day. It was on when I was driving around.
Shawn Menendez, 24, Nothing Holding Me Back.
Shawn Mendes.
Never heard of it. I'd have to hear it.
No, he shouldn't. No, I don't like him very well.
23. Oh, he's got a couple good songs. 23, Welcome to the Black Parade by My Chemical Romance.
I've never
heard of it.
Never heard of it.
I've heard of him, but I'm not in.
I've heard of the band.
I've never heard of the band.
Okay, this song really sucks. Royals by Lord.
I've never heard of it. I'd have to hear it to know if I've heard of it.
Will you never be royal?
That's all you can do. That's all you can do.
Yeah, let's move on.
I can do a lot more if you want.
In My Feelings by Drake.
I've never heard.
Know it.
Never heard a Drake song before.
Teenage Dream by Katy Perry. 20.
I've
Ain't a
never
bad
heard
song.
it. Never heard it.
Yeah, you would.
Is that maybe later song on here, you think?
I don't know.
Call Me
Maybe. Genie in a Bottle by Christina Aguilera. I think that's.
See, I haven't heard of any of these songs. This list means nothing to me.
Stay With Me by Sam Smith is 18.
Never heard of it.
Oh, Sam Smith wears me out.
Yeah, it's an original and obnoxiously whiny. All of his crap is.
Yeah, I've never heard of the guy before.
My Heart Will Go On from the Titanic by Celine Dion.
Oh, that's bleak.
God.
And I didn't like the movie either.
16, Hey Jude by the Beatles.
I don't know about that. One of
Makes
the worst
me
songs ever.
Makes me switch the radio off whenever it's playing.
No, I disagree with that.
No,
I do too.
I mean, it's not my favorite.
Not my favorite, but it's still a classic song.
Yeah.
Bodak Yellow by Cardi B. I've never heard of it.
Anything by Cardi B will be on the worst list.
What about Cardi C? Is there a Cardi A and a Cardi B?
Cardi B has ruined every song she's been part of.
What do you think she'd say if she heard you say that?
Says, shut up.
Number 14, Call Me Maybe.
Seriously?
Jepsen. Yes.
I was kidding.
It's okay and all, but it's kind of stupid. That's the worst you got.
That's their criticism?
Yeah.
Okay.
Happy by Pharrell.
See, I think I love that song.
I'd have to hear it.
13.
It's they always do the.
Do you play it here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think one of the smile cams or something in Carver is.
Oh, I know. Okay, yeah.
Because I'm happy.
I know. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was Florida.
No.
All right.
Wonderwall is 12 by Oasis.
I don't agree with
I
that.
like that.
Yeah, it's okay.
I didn't mind that song. It got played way too much.
It got played too much. I'm tired. I don't need to ever hear it again.
And the brothers hate each other.
Will.
I know.
Yeah, the brothers.
They don't like each other. They beat up on
each other on stage.
They need a wall to separate them.
Shape of You by Ed Sheeran is 11.
His voice drives me insane, so I'm going to say I agree.
I think he's great.
I think he's great. That song isn't one of my top ones of his, but I think
Number
he's great.
10, Rihanna and Drake, Work.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Meh.
Uptown Funk by
That's a
Mark
great
Ronson and Bruno
freaking
Mars.
song.
I'd have to hear it.
Yeah.
That is one of the best
It's
songs that come
overplayed
on in
and
years.
most annoying song in the world. So far, Carly Rae's getting pretty good compared to some of these.
Yeah.
You guys know Work by, was it Rihanna or who was it by? It was the one that I used to play. It was like work, 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 and you guys hated it.
Yeah.
All she does is say work, 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 work.
Yeah.
Work, 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 work. And you made me take it out.
Yeah. Good work.
Yeah, you remember it.
Yeah.
Good work, Steve.
Hey, whatever you guys do, don't answer that phone. That could be a.
It's not.
It's a business life.
Could be a huge sale.
Yeah. Old Town Road by Lil Nas X and Billy Ray Cyrus.
Never heard it.
It's
probably crap.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's country and it's, I don't know. Rolling in the Deep by Adele is number 7.
Never heard of
See, I think that's a good song.
Yeah. She wears me out, though. She just...
I can understand. I think she's great, but I can understand that stance. Because she does work every song, man.
Yeah. Thank You Next by Ariana Grande.
I think about half of her stuff should be S-canned.
Yeah,
I don't like her.
I don't like her. Despacito by
I had one of those the other day with a little salsa on them.
Yeah.
They're good.
By who?
And Louis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee. I have never heard.
Louis Fosse and Daddy Yankee?
Yeah.
But haven't you ever had a Despacito? They're good if you melt some cheese on them and microwave them.
Number 4, Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
What?
I think that is
no, that's silly. That's
tour de
stupid.
force.
I always thought it was an okay song, but ever since the movie came out, it's so overplayed, I never want to hear it again.
What a stupid reason.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can understand the overplayed aspect, but it's just such a monster song.
Single Ladies by Beyonce, number 3.
Never heard
I think that's a great song. And I don't like Beyonce particularly.
Never heard it.
All the single ladies, all the single ladies.
Baby One More Time by Britney Spears, number 2. For Britney Spears, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's a good song.
And I'll agree with this one. Bad Blood by Taylor Swift, number 1.
Never heard it.
Not one of my favorite of hers.
No, I didn't like
What's wrong
that.
with
She is like, very seriously, she's like the Beatles. She can put out some great stuff, but then she does this exploratory stuff.
Didn't she do September?
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
She will put out great stuff and then come along with stuff like Look What You Made Me Do.
Huh.
See, I didn't mind that.
See, my problem with Taylor Swift is I could be listening to a song by her and not even know it's her.
Yeah.
You guys, I think, play a ton of Taylor Swift songs that I don't even know it's Taylor Swift. And if I don't stay and listen to you guys, a bunch of her music I wouldn't even know.
So far out of that list, the winner is Carly Rae Jepsen, because all they say about it is it's stupid.
Well, they also said it's okay.
It's okay, but it's stupid.
And it's one of the few songs that I recognized. I mean, I haven't heard of most of those songs, but yeah, like
I haven't heard a couple of the songs.
Music is such an opinion.
That's all it is.
Thing for people. Some people like certain music, others don't.
In my opinion, just happens to be better than most people.
Me too. I mean,
I know. Yeah.
I mean, we've all accepted that my music taste is vastly superior to your guys', and we move on. We move on. I pity you guys. I feel for you.
Yeah, you're a big hero, buddy.
I did not like that. See, I can even my favorites. I can critique them and criticize them. Roger Waters is a loon.
So, yes.
He's a loon.
Yes, he is.
And that thing was not good music. It was. I listened to. It was terrible.
No, it's awful. And
I think he did. I wonder if he did it though to get under Gilmore's skin.
I don't know.
It was terrible.
There's something very seriously something mentally wrong with him.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Oh, without question, yes. Seems like he's kind of going off the deep end.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Well, he is at his concerts. Somebody's suing him, too, for his concert.
Why? Because he broke into his tirades?
Yeah. He went
if you're paying...
I came to...
Aren't his tickets like $300, $400, $500?
To start.
Can you imagine?
Roger Waters?
Yeah. I mean, as much as I love Pink Floyd, I would not pay $500 if Roger Waters was performing at the English. I just wouldn't do it.
But you'd pay $500 for a Pink Floyd
reunion? Yes, and even as long as Roger agreed, my fear would be that right in the middle of a song, he's going to start going off on a political rant, and then Gilmore's going to walk off stage. And then what do you do?
Hello?
Hello. I was going to interrupt your great music by one little sport question.
Sure.
I wanted to know what was the main reason for the downplay of the Pro Bowl game before the Super Bowl?
I haven't paid attention.
I don't understand the question.
Well, I don't think they even have
because yesterday they
Isn't
had
it more of a skills contest now or something like that, or a touch football?
Well, they used to have a big Pro Bowl game, and the Super Bowl winners and losers of the last Super Bowl were the coaches. Well, yesterday they had a Pro Bowl game. The guys played in shorts, and they had Eli Manning on one side.
Well, yeah, it's
Peyton on the other.
It's not the Pro Bowl.
It's not a game anymore, and even the Pro Bowl when it was a game was hardly.
It's some kind of skills.
They don't want
contest,
people. They don't want people to get hurt.
Yeah, isn't it some kind of skills contest?
But even when they were playing an actual game, they didn't. They played at 3/4 speed. It was ridiculous. Nobody wanted to get hurt, and so I've never paid attention to the Pro Bowl, even less now. So,
well, it used to be a big deal if you were chosen to play in the Pro Bowl.
Well, yeah, I know that, but what I'm saying, the game itself, though, was just a glorified scrimmage where they barely even competed at full speed because nobody wanted to get hurt.
Well, they weren't going to be playing for a whole year, so.
Yeah, but the last thing you want to do is blow your knee out in the Pro Bowl. Then your next year's over. Your next season's over. So I think that was a big reason they shifted to this, and to me, it's on its last legs.
What was that game yesterday? Just a bunch of guys that were picked to get in there and have some fun.
I guess, I didn't pay any attention to it.
TV filler.
Yeah.
TV sports filler.
Okie dokie.
Yep.
All right. Well, you guys go back and talk about your music.
All right. Now we'll shift back to sports. We got
we will, Karen. You've gotten us back to sports.
Like we said, they got the men and women playing at Penn State on Thursday. Wrestling's Friday, right?
I think so. Yes, Penn State. Yep.
What do you think? Iowa has a chance?
No. I don't.
I don't either. I didn't think they had a chance prior to what happened at Michigan, but after what happened at Michigan, that obviously makes me even more doubtful.
No, I don't think so.
It'll be interesting.
I mean, you got to do the math.
Oh, you got to. Yeah, I mean, those kids at Penn State. They're human. I mean, they could. I wonder what they're going to do at heavyweight. I'd love to see Ben Keeter go against the number 1 ranked heavyweight in the country, but my guess is they'll probably use the other guy. Who knows? I mean, maybe if they put Keeter out there against this guy, that might be pushing him too fast or what have you. Because, but yeah, I mean, I don't see any way on paper that they can win this match.
See, I don't like the basketball teams playing on the same night because, so Thursday we'll miss part of the game because we have another Swarm event that we're going to go to, although they'll probably have the game on there, so we'll be able to watch most of it.
Well, what I don't like is I got to write about the men's game, which means for the first hour of the women's I can't watch it because I'm working.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm going to do I obviously didn't travel out there, and I thought about hiring a stringer, but I'm like, especially if Iowa wins. If they win, you can always get quotes from Fran, maybe a player right after the game. But if they lose, it's a problem. But when they lose games like that, nobody wants to read anyway. So, but yeah, no, hopefully I'll be done with everything by the second half of the women's game. But no, Penn State has been sort of a pleasant surprise.
They have.
I'm not sure what their record is, but when I saw the Big Ten women's standings, the 2 teams that stood out to me were Michigan State and Penn State were better than I thought they were going to be.
Penn State, I think, is around 6-5.
Yeah, see, I didn't think they were bad.
They have 2 really good players. Ashley Owusu, who started her career at Maryland.
Okay. Who's the Penn State head coach now? Is it the? Is it Coach East is at Rutgers, right?
Yeah, I think
the one that
so.
was at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Okay, but still, if Iowa plays up to its potential, they should easily win this game.
Yes,
they should. So,
and McKenna Marisa is a good player.
Has Penn State? Is it a sellout?
Yes, it
okay,
is.
Man, it's incredible. I mean, just selling out arenas everywhere. I mean,
it's a phenomenon.
Yeah, it really is. And like I said, no other athlete. And if those Connecticut teams were selling out arenas, I don't know if they did. They were doing it as a group, not because of one player. And this is not dismissing the players around Caitlin.
No,
but
of course not.
I think they're smart enough to realize she's the reason. But they've also helped to make her who she is because they're helping her win. So, but yeah, that's gonna be
by making her better, they're getting better.
I don't know why. Do you think they put these games TV-wise thinking, well, we'll just have the Iowa fans in front of the TV from 6 to 10? You think that they think from a TV point of view it's convenient? You just go from one game to the next. Do you think that's how they think?
Yeah, I think so.
I think they do.
Hello.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hey, I think the men's and women's that are both at the same time, I think that happens again Sunday afternoon also.
Well, at least my sheet says noon women's and 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock,
yeah.
Yeah, the same thing. Kind of like this is 6 and 8, right? Isn't?
Yeah.
Same thing. Yeah, basically the same
So
principle.
they kind of put them on top of each other, almost like giving fans a double header, I guess, from a TV standpoint.
It'd be better than watching 5 hours worth of Super Bowl previews.
Oh, don't tell me.
So true.
Yeah, I'm not.
5 hours.
I mean, I'll watch the Super Bowl when it's on, but I don't care.
Yeah, but he said 5 hours. It starts at 8.
It's on. There's people talking about it every day on ESPN.
So who's the performer this year? I can't remember.
Usher.
Oh.
Usher, yeah.
Yeah.
Be a good time to get food and eat during halftime. So.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm with you.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
See ya.
I don't know if I'd know an Usher song if it was played.
Usher, he's pretty good.
Usher or Killer Mike?
He doesn't do anything for me.
Killer Mike.
What if he played at halftime and they arrested him?
Yeah, they arrested him.
Right during the middle of a song.
I'd watch that.
That would be good entertainment. Remember when Prince...
I'd rather see Drake than Usher as a halftime.
Remember when Prince played at halftime? Was that 2007?
Yeah,
Man, that was a good show.
Too.
Yeah. That was a really good show.
Well, Usher put on a good show. I'm not the biggest.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
I'm not the biggest Usher fan.
I'm not either.
No, I'm sure the show will be great. It's just I don't like his music very well.
Well, they do this to re-energize. I mean, they don't make any money doing it.
No,
they don't get paid.
So has his career hit a lull? I mean, I don't follow him.
He's been around a long time.
He has.
Yeah, everybody that's been around a long
Sure.
time usually.
I mean, you say you don't make any money on it, but think of the bump in sold
downloads
music,
and- yeah.
downloads,
The
that
exposure.
make
Well,
millions.
I guarantee you, Tracy Chapman's worth more money today than she was yesterday.
Yeah.
Would be my guess, because she's I'm guessing people are downloading that CD from '88 or whatever you do now instead of buying CDs, and I'm guessing if Luke Combs, she probably gets something from the song that he.
Oh, you bet.
I mean, he obviously had to ask for her permission.
She gets the songwriting royalties.
What do you think something like that would be? What percentage of?
I'm not sure. But it'll make her millions.
So is that song for Luke? Is it doing really well in the country world?
Oh, I think it was number one.
Did.
Wasn't
It did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it was number one.
I'll have to.
No, it was.
Well, like I said, I heard. Basically, they split the song up in half, but his version was good. I mean, like you said, it worked well. I wonder how many times do you think they practiced that before they went out on that Grammy stage? Because they made it look
Good
so
question.
easy.
Well, Tracy's done it so many times.
It's just muscle memory. And
yes, the hardest thing for her would have been I can't sing this verse. He gets this one.
And
I would think that would have been hard.
But boy, they complimented each other
Yeah.
well. They
Yeah.
really did.
Usher's been around
25 years?
recording since 1993.
Wow, 31
So
years.
31.
So is he like my age?
He
How
is
old is he?
45.
So he started, what was he, 12, 13? I mean, I was.
Yeah.
So 31, and he's only 45?
45.
So he was 14, yeah.
Wow.
So that's 31 years of forgettable music.
Who's the guy that sang? Who was the guy that sang "Ticket on an Airplane"? The young guy. You know the.
Tickets on an airplane.
Give me a ticket on an airplane. That kid was like 16 or something. Who was that? He stayed in the industry for years, but you know he was like 16 when they recorded that, wasn't he?
You mean the Box Tops?
Yeah. Who was the singer?
But
the guy who sang the song.
I don't know.
Wasn't he really super young when they recorded it?
Yeah. And then they did a.
We can't sing it because of YouTube, right? We're violating YouTube rules left and
And
right.
we play it.
And Joe Cocker had a hit with it as well.
Yeah, remember Belushi playing Joe Cocker?
Yes.
Got it.
It was great.
Did you like that, Captain?
Alex Chilton?
Alex
Chilton, that's who it is.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did that, so I know from the replacement song.
Yeah.
Didn't he become part of another band after? Was he in Big Star?
Yeah.
Okay. That's right, though. But yeah, Belushi playing Joe Cocker, man, I used to laugh.
Oh, that was so funny.
So hard at that. It was perfect.
No, it really was.
Just the filthy T-shirt.
Yeah.
And some of Belushi's stuff kind of wore me out, but that was funny.
No, because he was perfect.
How about Samurai? Did that wear you out?
It wore me out.
That one wore me out at times.
Yeah, I didn't think that was
when Buck Henry was on, and it was okay.
Cheeseburger, Pepsi was good.
That was good, and Bill Murray was good on that too. But I've said it before, is the guy who wouldn't leave. That was the best Belushi character.
Hello.
You probably don't. He wasn't on very much.
Oh, I remember it.
I just love the line where the couple were leaving, and he was just going to stay at home and make long distance phone calls.
Hello.
Hey, I think that guy you were just talking about is also a member of the famous 27 Club. Also.
What's
the 27 Club?
You mean
The guy
dying
that-
at 27?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. He's
I thought it was the
that.
Bill. I thought it was somebody else in that band that died. His last name
that's what
Bill.
I don't remember either. I was just going from memory, but I think it was him. But
Oh.
yeah, I'm not sure.
Well,
either.
Google,
So-
because I know somebody with the last name Bill, I thought, died in that band.
Yeah, the pickle guy. Yeah, I don't know.
Captain's
All right,
Googling
thanks.
him right now. All right, thank you.
Yep.
No, Alex Chilton died at 59.
Okay, so somebody in that band died. I think it was this guy. He had a mustache, and I thought his last name was Bill, Bell.
Big Star.
Were you ever a huge fan of Big Star?
I don't know that I've ever heard anything about
What's
Big
funny
Star.
is they're famous in a lot of ways, and I'm not sure if I can name one of their songs.
I'm not sure. I mean, I've heard of them, but I don't know.
But you
that
never
I've ever
listened to
heard.
them, though, right? Okay.
Never.
In the street.
What?
Down in the street.
That doesn't ring a
Doesn't
bell.
ring a bell.
Let's see.
I thought somebody in that band died young. Gee, imagine that.
Well, the lead singer was 55.
Was there a guy in the band named last name Bell?
Yeah, Chris Bell.
Look up him. Maybe that's him.
Yeah, 27.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the one I was.
Died on December 27th.
Well, remember, I've got that big book.
Traffic Collision.
History of rock and roll deaths. I remember I read.
So that's why you would remember that.
That's why I remember them.
Okay,
Yes.
sure.
Real sad, morbid book that I have, but it basically chronicles the deaths of everybody.
So do you kind of keep reading that? Just
I haven't read it for a while. There was a stretch where I read it a lot. It was, but it just has everybody. I mean, it starts back in the 50s with the deaths of like Johnny Ace and whatever, and it just documents it was so well written.
See, do you have that book?
Yes.
I would borrow that if you would be willing.
Yeah, no, I haven't watched it, but the guy who did it, it was so well written. I mean, his just the stuff. It took so much effort too. Like what he wrote about Jim Morrison was incredible. I mean, just like I remember the lead of it. I'm like, God, that's him. But yeah, no, I'll remember to bring it in.
That'd be great. I'd love.
But yeah, it's got everything. I mean, and it's got like a really interesting feature obituary of like Bon Scott, Jim Morrison. I mean, people that I had never heard of before, and it's really thick too. It's a huge book. So, but yeah, so what was his name? Bill?
Yeah,
okay.
Chris Bell.
Chris Bell. Yeah, I remember he died in a car wreck.
We have a friend of ours named Chris Bell. Different guy.
Okay.
Well, he's still alive.
But he's still alive.
Yeah.
That Chris Bell died when? What year? It didn't say in the.
Yeah, it did, but I didn't.
Oh, don't worry about it. I mean, Big Star hasn't been around for years, and.
Yeah,
he died December 27th, 1978.
Jesus, I was in 7th grade.
So I mean, I couldn't name a single.
So
I don't know that I've ever even heard.
I know I've heard a song by them, but not.
Yeah, you've heard the one I mentioned.
Have you ever played them on
No.
KFM or anything?
Oh, I don't know. They might.
Well, can you give me some more titles that maybe would ring a bell or no?
None of them ring my.
How about You Can Ring My Bell by Anita? Is that Anita Ward?
Ring my bell.
Yeah. You like that song? I like that song. It's not on any bad list. Anita Bell bringing it.
It was okay.
How about Maxine Nightingale? Get
I
right
like
back
that
where we
song.
started. I didn't mind that song.
Yeah,
that was kind of the disco 70s song that I could
No,
tolerate.
I like that song.
I did.
Most of the disco was
I didn't
tedious
like
for
it.
me. But
How about Gloria Gaynor?
Tedious.
What was the other one?
Will
Thelma.
Survive.
Yeah.
I hate that song.
What was the one by Thelma Houston? Don't leave
me this way.
I like that.
That's a good song.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
How about the album by Billy Preston, Music Is My Life? Great album.
Yeah.
Great album. One of the first albums I ever listened to. I remember thinking, man, look how big his afro is. I remember thinking that when I think my sister or brother got that album, Music Is My Life. You've heard that album, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
We'll Go Round in Circles.
There's a great takeoff that A Living Color did again of
Billy
Soul Train and Billy Preston and the singers behind him, and they it's like Velcro with their afros and they're all
heads sticking together.
Yeah, their heads are sticking.
Well,
together.
the cover of that album, if you remember, is a big close up of him smiling with a massive afro.
Yeah.
I'll just never forget that. I love that album. He played a lot with the Beatles, right?
He did. It was on the
Don't they joke about him sort of being like the fifth Beatle?
Well, there were a lot of fifth Beatles.
Yeah,
but he was one of the more prominent ones.
He was, and there was George Martin's called the fifth, Murray the K.
Okay.
Yeah, fifth Beatle.
Back to the Hawks.
So you decided to not look up the Big Star.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, I'm with you, though. I barely heard their stuff. I've just always heard about them for years.
I mean, I've had to have heard something by him, I would think.
And they were from
13, The Ballad of El Godot, In the Street, Out in the Street.
Yeah, just weren't they from Tennessee, like Memphis?
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Hanging out down the street, same old thing we did last week. It's that 70s show theme song.
Didn't watch the show.
A great show.
Isn't one of them in jail?
Yeah, prison, not jail.
Or prison for like
30 years.
For rape?
Yeah.
Yeah, none of those songs rang a bell.
No, for me either.
Call Me Maybe.
So Carly Rae was doing a remake of The Big Star?
Yeah, that's what she's doing. It's okay, but it's stupid. That's the best review the guy gave of all those songs.
And he didn't have it 25th. He had it right in the middle, 14th.
Yeah, I like it. I like that review.
No,
it's a true review.
But I'll tell you what, if that was Rolling Stone's top 25, I
mean, 3 Al Green songs. What a ridiculous.
But I remember, I thought I remember reading a different Rolling Stone.
And Al Green's best song was his first hit, "Tired of Being Alone."
What did Rolling Stone pick as the greatest album ever? Have they ever done that? I'm sure they have.
I don't know. But
that would be.
You look upon Rolling Stone as an entity, but they're all individual writers, and they all have completely different opinions, just like everyone else does.
But picking the greatest album of all time would be so hard, and for a lot, it would come down to personal choice. I mean, I would probably go with Dark Side of the Moon, but I can understand why somebody else wouldn't. But man, there's so many good albums out there. Do you have a favorite album? And would it be Beatles?
Perhaps. No, I don't have a favorite album. James Taylor would have a chance. Crosby, Stills, and Nash, maybe. I loved that first album of theirs. It was just fabulous.
I'll tell you, great Crosby, Stills, Nash CDs. Their
Tapestry.
Tapestry. How about Crosby, Stills in that 1974 tour? I have that. Man, it's good. I love Johnny's Garden, and the live version.
Great song.
The live version of that song is incredible.
Okay, greatest albums. The band music from Big Pink
great album.
Was 100.
I love
that was number 100.
Yeah,
I had The Last Waltz. I have that.
Taylor Swift, Red, 99.
Is this 99 bottles of beer on the wall? Are we doing the whole thing?
No.
No, you don't have to do all 100.
I'm looking. Let me get down to one.
Yeah, there you
go. Oh, it's one of those. Okay.
Let me get.
And is it buffering a lot?
No.
A lot of these things buffer when you try to get to the top of the list or down to the bottom. I'm guessing they will pick Abbey Road.
That would be certainly right up top for me.
I think Abbey Road will be up there.
Sgt. Pepper's is up
there. I think Tapestry will be up there.
And should be.
And Sgt. Pepper's, I think, will be up there. How about the White Album?
Too much crap on it.
And then,
there were some great songs on there.
Okay, what about from the Stones? What would be their Sticky Fingers? Actually, I don't know enough about the Stones.
I don't either.
To know.
Okay, 30. We'll start at 30.
Okay, that'll work.
Are You Experienced, Jimi Hendrix?
Yeah, I've got that.
Okay, good. Great album.
The White Album, 29.
Okay.
28. D'Angelo with Voodoo.
Never
heard of it.
Me neither. Wu-Tang Clan. Enter the Wu-Tang Clan.
Pass.
Number 27.
Hard pass.
Patti Smith with Horses.
No. Yeah, it's okay, but not.
I just
not
never.
Top 30.
I can't get into her.
Me either.
Tapestry is 25.
Wow, I would think a little higher.
Yeah, me too.
Sgt. Pepper, 24.
Okay.
I would have thought that.
That's probably my favorite Beatles album.
Velvet Underground. And Nico. 23.
Yeah, I mean, I like it, but it wouldn't be that high for me.
22, Notorious B.I.G., Ready to Die.
Yeah.
Sadly, he was.
Yeah. Bruce Springsteen, 21, Born to Run.
No, not for me.
I love the song.
Radiohead.
No.
Oh, come on.
I bought their greatest hits, and my God, it was they're
kind of depressing.
They're depressing and boring.
Creep. Do you like that?
No,
song?
just boring.
I like that.
No.
Creep.
Not at all.
I'm a creep.
I agree.
19 rather. Kendrick Lamar, To Pimp a Butterfly.
I've never heard of. I've heard of him, but I've never.
I've seen him on SNL. I just thought it was terrible.
18, Bob Dylan, Highway 61 Revisited.
Yeah,
okay,
fair enough.
I would have put it higher. 17, Kanye West, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
That ruins the whole list.
Yes, it does.
Ruins the validity of the list.
Let's see.
Yeah, this is not a rock and roll list.
No.
15. Public Enemy takes a nation of millions to hold us back.
Hardest of all possible passes.
Yeah. This isn't rock and roll.
Just put.
No, I know. I'm surprised.
Did it just
kind of like the Hall of Fame.
Album?
It's just,
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, Aretha Franklin, Never Loved a Man the Way I Love You, 13.
Great song.
Great song, great performer. Don't know enough about the album to. What about Who's Zooming Who?
I like that.
I love that song.
Okay.
I may request that from Molly.
Who's Zooming Who? Revolver at number.
I loved Revolver.
Good T-shirt. I have a good T-shirt.
Yeah,
yeah, I like it.
Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
Number 10, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
I always thought she was way overrated.
Well,
way overrated.
Above Revolver?
Yeah.
And above Bob Dylan?
Now, give me a break.
Well, we still haven't had anything from Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, The Doors, Grateful Dead, Steely Dan. I mean, Eric Clapton. I mean, none of those.
No. All right.
Okay, number 9. Bob Dylan, Blood on Blood on the Track.
So far, this is either Bob Dylan or like rap music that I'm not familiar with.
Prince at number 8. Purple Rain.
Yeah.
Well, I
not
know-
good album, but not that high.
I know that I'm in the minority here, but I always thought Prince was way overrated.
Incredible guitar player.
Yes, agreed.
I like some of his songs, but no.
Yes, I did too.
And
But
like Little Red Corvette. but
I
no,
never
it
thought he
wouldn't
was
be in my top
the
10.
be-all, end-all.
No.
Mick Wood, Fleetwood Mac, and Rumors. number
Yes,
7.
that's a classic.
You bet.
Classic album.
Number 6, ahead of Fleetwood Mac, Nirvana, Nevermind.
Not for me.
No.
They never worked for me. I said that's got that Teen Spirit song, I'm sure, on it.
Yeah.
Smells like Teen Spirit.
Which I rather liked the song, actually.
I didn't mind it, but they just never really. I've never been a grunge fan.
No, not really.
Abbey Road, number 5.
I figured
All
it'd
right,
be up there.
good. That's good.
Okay. Number 4, Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life.
Love Stevie Wonder, but he wouldn't be my number 4.
It wouldn't be in my top 25,
Yeah,
but I certainly.
Well, he can sing.
He's pretty amazing.
Isn't that the big conspiracy now?
Yeah, that he can see.
Yeah.
Oh, that's people are saying he's got his vision now.
They can. How are they justifying that? Because you can see he's looking out through.
I don't know. It's just some
nonsense.
convoluted. Joni Mitchell with Blue at number 3.
Good, but it would not be my number 3.
No. Well, I'm not a huge Joni Mitchell fan. I should probably be more of a fan
Nothing
than
from
I am.
Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young either so far. Nothing from Queen.
Okay.
Don't you think Bohemian Rhapsody, the album itself, would be
Number 2. Beach Boys with Pet Sounds.
Love the album, but it wouldn't be number 2 for me. But it's definitely
It's a great album.
Great album.
Yeah.
And the number 1 song.
Number 1 album is
Terrapin Station, Grateful Dead.
God, I love that.
Love that album. Love Side
Number
B.
1, Marvin Gaye, What's Going On?
Pass.
I mean, love the song. And,
Yeah, but
not
on.
number 1. Think about that, though. And I know I'm sticking to my bands, but none of them were mentioned. I mean, there was not one Rolling Stone song album. Oh, wait, yeah, there was.
Well, not in the top 30.
Okay, I thought you mentioned one, but no, you didn't.
Oh. Hello.
I'm very surprised that Thriller wasn't in the top 25.
Actually,
that's
I
good call.
when you mentioned Prince, I kept waiting for Thriller to come
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
there.
good call. That's
Well, Thriller should be ahead of Prince's song. Prince's album.
And I'm surprised. Did they not mention Dark Side of the Moon?
no, not. It's probably in the top 100.
Yeah, but how is
isn't it?
Probably in the top 100.
Oh, gee, you think? How is it not in the top 25? And I'm not just saying this is a Pink Floyd.
No,
thing.
it should be in the
It should
top.
be in the top 2. It should be number 1.
Well, it was on the chart, what? How many weeks? 340. It was on the chart forever.
And it is a classic.
Yeah.
The way each song evolves
But
into
then
the
they
other.
listened to the.
And to think
to the new one.
they recorded that album with Roger Waters.
Yeah.
They were able to function with that loon there with him, But no, those lists are so subjective. I mean,
I know Molly wouldn't like Red being at 99.
Who's Red again?
Taylor Swift.
Is that Look What You Made Me Do? And
no.
What was that band? Red, something like Holding Back the Years.
Simply Red.
Simply Red. Remember them?
Yeah, I thought he was a great singer. Mick Hucknall.
Yeah, that was his name.
Thought he was a great singer.
We got that in there.
There was a lot of them. That was MTV stuff, wasn't it? That's why I think I heard them.
Yeah.
Simply Red or Aha?
Simply Red.
I liked Aha. They had 2 songs each. They had 1 song each. I love that video.
Well, that video did.
That's what.
It did make videos popular.
And I can't hear the song without seeing the video. In my brain.
No, I can picture it right now. That it's like an Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah, it was really cool.
No, it was.
And I never saw anything like it before. And
wasn't that Take on Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I would like to say that I don't like the song, except I like the song.
I didn't mind the song. Kind of sort of like some of those Human League songs. I didn't mind.
Don't You Want Me, Baby?
I didn't mind that song.
Now, they did a slow-down version a couple years ago of Take on Me.
Was it good?
Really good.
Yeah. Really? I didn't mind Human League.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked Human League.
Yeah, they had
and my son, when he first learned to talk and sing, he would sing that song.
Because it was probably really popular.
Don't You Want Me? Was that them?
He'd go, Don't You Want to Be a Baby? Because he was a baby.
They had a couple other hits, didn't they?
Yeah. Fascination. And
that's right. I remember that one. I didn't mind that one.
Yeah.
So, well, we've been all over the place today. I mean, we've actually talked more music than Hawks, but we've got Wednesday and Friday, plenty of time to talk the Hawks and the men. I remember Sanford saying after the game the other day, they are glad to get a couple days off. I mean, they've had a tough schedule, and this 5 days off, they don't play again until Thursday, and this will be good for them, kind of get them re-energized. Because I'm telling you, Penn State's going to be a tough out there.
Oh.
And the way this season has gone, this looks like the kind of game Iowa will lose and then come back and win at home again. But did you see Minnesota beat Northwestern? I watched that game.
I watched part of it.
Northwestern made runs. They were up by 9. Minnesota. I mean, right now he's my coach of the year. Ben Johnson.
I would say he's a good guy.
He's my coach of the year. I mean, Painter, I think he's suffering from the same thing. I mean, he's doing what you expect, and Wisconsin's starting to lose a little bit now. I think Minnesota being either 5-5 or 6-5 is more impressive than Wisconsin 8-3.
I don't think anybody would have expected that.
They're 15-7 now. I think they got a chance to make the tournament.
Yeah.
And no, that was an impressive win because Northwestern's a hard team to beat, and Minnesota they hung in there. And Ben Johnson has done a great job. It was interesting too. They've had trouble with fans attending games, and he was asked about it. He took an interesting angle. He's like, instead of criticizing people for not being here, he goes, I want to thank the people that are here consistently. They're the one, and he says, I see them out there. He goes, I'd rather praise them. He goes, yeah, we'd love to fill the arena. But it was an interesting answer, but if you notice, I looked, and partly the fact that Northwestern probably brought a few fans too, but their arena's starting to fill up more now. Fans are great. If you win, fans will eventually start showing up.
Yes, they will.
They will. I mean, if Iowa was, instead of 5-6 right now, if the men were 8-3, Carver would be pretty full for most of these games. And that's not knocking the team.
No.
That's just reality. That's just where things are right now. And but like I said, this is a big game because then I believe after that is Minnesota at home, right?
Yeah. Yep.
If they could win these next 2 games, and boom, re-energized,
right back in the
discussion. Right back in the mix and the discussion. Oh, and then we have Tim Lester tomorrow. They'll do an introductory press conference with him. Looking forward to seeing what he says and seeing how he dances around questions. Yeah, Tim, you realize that the Iowa offense has been absolutely horrible the last 2 years. What are you going to do to fix it?
And he's probably not going to let you do much.
How do you think he'll handle? So when it's 3rd and 8 and you will do you'll throw 9 yards instead of 7, right? How do you think you'll handle those questions? I'm kidding. But it'll be interesting to see. I mean, my guess is he'll handle it well. He'll be very complimentary. I'm guessing he may mention injuries, and he's not going to go out there and throw his new boss and team under the bus. No. And we'll ask fair questions, but there is no ignoring the fact that the offense has been horrendous in each of the past 2 years.
Well, and they got a nice recruit, that Thomas Meyer.
Thomas Meyer. They got a linebacker from
Clear Lake.
from Clear Lake, yeah, and they got a linebacker from Oswego, Illinois. I think Chase Cooney's his name.
Yes.
And both of them are just vintage, typical Iowa football commits. And anytime they get a tight end, and Tom Lemming is really high on Thomas Meyer. He has him as the number one prospect in Iowa in the 25 class, and he's so what position are they? I'm like, well, he's a tight end. He's like, well, yeah. He goes, Lemming thinks he could play a number of positions. He really likes his athleticism and what have you. And he's 6'5", 190. What does that tell you? He's skinny. He can fill out. My guess is when he starts playing, he'll be up to 215, 220. I mean, George Kittle was like 6'2", 200 when he came here. And the linebacker from Illinois had offers from Northwestern, Michigan State, Wisconsin, a typical Iowa recruit.
Mm-hmm.
So they got two of them. They had the junior day on Saturday, and they're starting to reap the benefits of that a little bit. It's nice because, man, there hasn't been much to talk about with recruiting-wise. And I did see that Epi retweeted. You see all the Yossi up. Yossi was down at Kentucky, and there's pictures with Mark Stoops and Epi, and he's making the rounds. And I'm not as confident about Yossi as I was AJ. Now, would I be surprised if he committed to Iowa? Of course not, because I know Epi is really close with LeVar Woods, and I know there's a lot of mutual respect and what have you. But I don't know. I don't know about this one.
Well, and I mean, Epi says that he wants it to be Yossi's choice.
Mm-hmm. And just like he wanted it to be AJ's choice, it just seemed like AJ was always a little more headed to Iowa, if that makes any sense.
Well, both AJ and Epi have made it clear that they want him to come here.
Sure. I mean, I'm sure they do, but they're not going to force him.
No.
And they're not going to question him if he doesn't.
No.
That's kind of
They will back him 100%.
I mean, it's Iowa, Missouri, Kentucky, Miami. Is Oklahoma?
I'm not sure.
But I think it's going to come down to Iowa and Missouri.
Yeah.
And I think Missouri's got a chance because they're very it's close to, but they're good. I mean, Eli Drinkwitz has done a great job with that program, rebuilding Missouri in the SEC. That's not easy, and they won 11 games last year. And he seems to be a player coach, so that one will be interesting to see. And people ask me why wasn't Yossi at the junior? He doesn't need to be. I mean, he's been to Iowa a number of times, and if he doesn't pick Iowa, it's not going to be because he wasn't on campus enough. That won't be it. They're recruiting him just fine.
He's been to at least a dozen tailgates.
Well, how many times do you think he's been here just to visit Eric over the last couple?
Probably.
Yeah, he doesn't need to see more. He knows. I mean, I'm sure they're going to continue recruiting him. You have to. But just having him here on campus just another time, that's not going to.
No.
They've had him on enough, so we'll see. So,
all right.
We done?
We done, Cap?
What song we playing?
Huh? We're playing the police reports.
Oh, the police reports.
All right, so police reports are next, followed by Molly Suter and Hawkfanatic.com. Check it out. It's free.
From the Harty and Stalker Studios in the